What is happening, Gothamites? How is everybody? Welcome to the Info Dump stream. I got a lot to tell you. Holy crap. I got a lot. I heard back from some people and... oh my gosh. I knew these guys would come through for me. So, let me explain why I'm a little late. So, because I stream for 11 hours a day, I had to, I laid down my voiceover, which my video tomorrow only covers a fraction of what this stream is going to be. I talk about Dick Grayson in the video. I talk about Catwoman, Batgirl, 100 Batsuits, Adam West, Val Kilmer, Batfleck, Batmobiles. I don't even get to talk about the stealth or the massive open world or all the different Batman characters, the story, any of that. The video is 16 minutes long and it focuses on Robin, Nightwing, Batman Begins, and, you know, some of the different Batsuits that I know people want to know about, like Affleck and Adam West and things like that. So that's what that one is. The second video, the third video in the series, will focus on just the open world, the stealth, the combat. I'm literally going to make like an episodic series on all this information I have. I can't do it in just one video. In a live stream, yeah, I can. But a live stream, very few people see live streams. So, there's that. Yes, confirm load. Loading game. So with the Lego Batman video, the game is just going to be in the background. Like, we're just going to go through and play the next story chapter, and I'm just going to literally tell you guys everything I know. Like, everything. And I have more info coming. Because I've been told this just scratches the surface of everything. But, since we're going to be in the Batcave, let's talk about the Batcave, because I didn't get to talk about this in my video. Like Lego Batman 2, the Batcave is fully accessible in both the campaign and free roam. And every player can customize the Batcave to their taste. So if you want to have different Batsuits displayed, you can do it. If you want to change the way that the Batmobile is showcased, you can change the Batmobile. So if you want the Keaton Batmobile to be on display, as opposed to the Robert Pattinson's Batmobile after a certain point in the story, you can go back to the Batcave and you can change the Batmobile that will come up and be displayed in your cave. You can change a series of Bat and Robin suits so that they're different in the Batcave. I don't know about trophies or anything like that. I think the trophies that you see in the Batcave, you can't really change that. It's based on the story or something like that. But the Batcave is a significant role in the game. And just like Lego Batman 2, you can access it as part of the story and free roam. Yeah, that's really interesting. So, Batmobiles that I know of. Okay? This is big. So, you know, keep listening. Batmobiles that I know of that are in the game. Confirmed. Keaton Mobile, 1989. Adam West Batmobile, 1966. Batman Forever, Val Kilmer. Ben Affleck, BVS, 2016, along with the BVS suit. Batman Animated Series Batmobile is more or less confirmed. So if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series, both the Batman Animated Series suit and the Batmobile will be in the game. So the Batsuits, how they operate, you go to the Batcave, you change your suit, from what I'm told. It's just like Arkham Origins. So the different Batsuits that are on display, you can wear them, and they have no other additional, you know, changes to the gameplay. So in the previous Lego Batman games, if you, you know, if you did something with the Batsuits that you acquired, like your Bat power-ups, it would change the gameplay. So Batman's core moves and everything that he does in the game is not tailored to the suit that you wear. So, you know, think like Lego Batman 1 and 2, where you would change suits and you'd have different power-ups. That's not the case this time around. So that's huge. One of the core things that I'm excited about is there is over 100 Batsuits, ranging from the films. All the Batman films will be represented, good or bad. So if you don't like a certain Batman suit from like Batman and Robin or Batman Forever, or even if you don't like Ben Affleck's Batman suit, all the film suits are in the game, from what I've been told. That's more or less been confirmed. There will be more bat suits than there will be Batmobiles. So while there's 100 bat suits, there will not be 100 Batmobiles. I don't know how many Batmobiles. I'm going to say 10 or 15 in total. Way more than Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight gave you the most popular, though. You had Keaton, you had the Tumbler, you had 66, you had the Arkham Batmobile, and you had the couple Arkham Knight mobiles and things like that. So there will be more Batmobiles in this game, like the new Lego game. So that's good. Dun, 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 dun. It can sound. I'm excited because I heard back from people, so I've been going rapid fire. Good times, good times. One heartbreaking thing. There'll be no Justice League, no Superman, no Justice League. This is a grounded Batman story, okay? So while there are Easter eggs for other DC superheroes like Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and The Flash, it is a Batman story. That isn't to say a sequel couldn't lead into other stuff, but it's Batman. Now here's the exciting thing, okay? And I barely scratched the surface of this on my upload for tomorrow that I recorded, because, you know, I could talk and talk forever about this, because it's amazing. This is an episodic Batman story. What does that mean? You start in Batman Begins, and then you deal with the Red Hood gang from the New 52, I believe. New 52 Batman. Which, they're going to change the origin of the Joker to be the New 52 Red Hood gang. Over the course of the story, eventually you will run into a young Dick Grayson at the Haley Circus with the Flying Graysons. He will become Robin, and over the course of the game, he will graduate to Nightwing. So, this is not a Batman story where it is set in one time. It is going to span multiple points in Batman's career. We don't know how long. People brought up Batman Beyond to Traveler's Tales and Warner Brothers, and they said no comment. So it could go into Batman Beyond, or it might not. We don't know how long in Batman's career they're going to show, but my guess is Batman Begins is the beginning, and there the end is the Dark Knight. And Batman's suits will change during the story, but you can unlock suits as well. I don't know what all 100 Bat suits are going to be, but there will be camp. This is actually fitting because I don't like camp. This is good music for this. There will be Batman camp. So, 1950s Bat suits, 1960s, Adam West stuff, Batman Brave and the Bold stuff, Batman and Robin, like 1997. So, I prefer the darker Bronze Age Batman stuff, personally. So I'm not a fan of camp. When they told me there was camp, I was like, no! Why? The trailer is so dark and gritty. Why? Why would you have Rainbow Batman? Why Zebra Batman? Why camp? Get your camp out of my Batman. I don't like it. So now I have two things I don't like. I don't like the Batman voice, and I don't like the camp edition. So there'll be aspects of the story that'll get campy with Robin, and then it'll get serious again. It's gonna go all over the place. Because, like Batman Arkham Asylum, this game, without any, you know, qualms of a sequel right now, is it was built from the ground up to be a 86-year celebration game. That means it contains elements from all things Batman. That's why camp's in it. Okay? So if you don't like camp, you're not alone. But there will be camp. There will be camp. Because it's going to do everything. Robin, Catwoman, and Batgirl, along with Commissioner Gordon, will all have different costumes or different suits they can wear based on different interpretations of their characters. So you'll probably see the Lego Robin suit and the Lego Batman suit from Lego Batman 1. I'm assuming that you'll see most of the Lego Batman suits in this new game because Traveler's Tales is also going to pay homage to themselves because, I mean, they created some really fun Batman games, did they not? Lego Batman 1, Lego Batman 2. We do not speak of Lego Batman 3. Lego DC supervillains. I didn't like Lego Batman 3. I never have. So I'm assuming you'll see some Lego Batman stuff, like some nice Easter eggs. There is a picture that a YouTuber friend sent me that when they were free roaming, they saw a poster for Lego Batman 1 in the game that showed this Batman and Robin on the poster. We don't know what happens to Robin after he becomes Nightwing. I'm assuming Damian will have a role. I haven't heard back from the contact I asked, and also, even told me, they said, Luke, we can't tell you everything, man. We can give you bits and pieces. It's like, hey, I can make 3 videos out of this, so thank you. So I can at least make 3 videos as it stands right now on all the information I have. Like, tomorrow's video focuses on Robin, Nightwing, a little bit of tidbits of Batgirl, Commissioner Gordon, Catwoman, talking about the possibility of what the 100 Batsuits are, the confirmed Batsuits, Ben Affleck, Adam West, Val Kilmer, 89 Batmobile, that kind of stuff. And that was a 15-minute video just on that much information. I still have the free roaming video to talk about, like how vast free roaming is, and Riddler trophies, and all kinds of stuff. And then I have a video to literally show that it's Arkham, to talk about the combat, and the stealth, and all this other stuff. It's a very ambitious game. Like, when I was speaking Arkham videos, I said essentially what they've done with this game, the new Lego Batman, is they've created the most ambitious and largest living Gotham City to date in a video game. There has never been a Gotham City that this is alive or this huge. Like, Lego Batman 2 was a pretty decent-sized, you know, thing for what it was. The fact that they literally expanded on what Gotham City was in Lego DC Supervillains, which people don't misunderstand. Lego DC Supervillains was not just Gotham City, though. It was Metropolis, and it was other locations. This entire city is Gotham. And Gotham is huge. Bigger than Arkham Knight, bigger than Lego Batman 2, bigger than Lego DC Supervillains. That's all I know. They won't tell me how big, but that's how they've described it to me. They probably want people to wait until the game comes out, but you are literally getting the biggest Gotham City ever in a Batman game. One that you can explore with the Batmobile and the Bat Cycles. I don't know if there's other, like, if the Batwing is in it. I don't think so. I think that the only other vehicles is the Bat Glider. Although you can cape glide around the city if you want and use traversal stuff. Like I said, there's so much to do. Will they have a story mechanic like the Skywalker Saga? I don't remember, said why. You'd have to refresh my memory what the Skywalker Saga story mechanic was. The only thing I know about the story is it starts with Batman Begins, the origin of Batman, and then probably the end of the game will be Bane. And then somewhere in the middle will be Robert Pattinson's Batman because he's early on. Then they'll get to Keaton, then they'll get to Val Kilmer. I wouldn't be surprised if the Robin that we see is not a kid. If the Robin that we are introduced to is Chris O'Donnell Robin. Because he is the only live-action movie Robin, so I'm guessing it'll be Chris O'Donnell, Michael's, like, motorcycle suit Robin. And then we'll see that Robin become Nightwing. Probably. Because you have to remember, they're borrowing elements from the movies, the comics, the games. I don't think we'll get any Arkham storytelling. I think that what they mean by saying, oh, you're going to get Arkham elements in the game, the entire game is structured around Arkham. The combat, the stealth, the free roaming, the traversal, the Batmobile driving. That's your Arkham stuff. Throwbacks to the 60s TV show is literally being able to play as the Adam West Batsuit and drive the 66 Batmobile, as well as when you fight enemies, it says pow, biff, wham, suck. So, that's your influence from that. Batman Animated Series influence, which I can confirm, which I've already said at the beginning of the stream. BTS Batmobile, BTS Batsuit, not sure which. There will be more Batsuits than there will be Batmobiles, though. Everybody was reporting on 25 to 50 Batsuits. There's 100. 100 Batsuits. At least right now. That could change by the time they, you know, actually release the game. There could be more, there could be less. Whoops. Any word of the Dark Knight Returns in the game? Dark Knight Returns Batsuit? I don't know. There is a Frank Miller Batsuit. There is a Ben Affleck Batsuit that they've confirmed or talked about. They didn't have it available on the show floor, but they've been talking about a bunch of stuff that's not in the game that they're showcasing, just to give people a tease, mostly because they don't want people to think that they're leaving out any movie Batman, so, like, all the movie Batman will be in the game. I don't know about George Clooney, though. Probably. The Poison Ivy storyline in the game will be modeled after her storyline from the movie, though. So, you'll probably get a scene with the Batman credit card thing. Who knows? I don't know. I don't have that information. I just know that Poison Ivy's story, I wish it modeled something after the animated series, like Pretty Poison or something, but her villain story arc, which is an actual story arc with cutscenes and dialogue and Batman working together with somebody, either Commissioner Gordon or Robin or Batgirl, I don't know. They'll be borrowing from Batman and Robin a little bit for her story. So the Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy. But most likely she will have her, Poison Ivy costume from the animated series. Villains and heroes will have different suits. What that means, I don't know for the villains, because I've been told it's a robust campaign where you play as 7 characters that they've announced. And those 7 characters have multiple suits that they can wear to change their appearance based on famous, like, movie, comic book, and video game, like, costumes for Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Talia, Catwoman, that kind of stuff. But I don't know how many characters in total will be playable, and I don't know how free roaming works or like how playing with another person works, because they've completely changed how Batman plays. The game, for the most part, now takes place from a point of view of a third-person camera angle like Arkham. So, in the LEGO games, you had this really handy top-down, so it'd be very easy to switch between Batman and Robin on the fly, right? The new game, it's kind of like a third-person perspective, and the camera zooms out a little bit when you're fighting a lot of enemies. When you're in, free-flow combat and stuff like Arkham. But for the most part, the game takes place from almost a third-person perspective like an Arkham game. Or like Batman Vengeance. Or, not Batman Rise of Sinzu. Batman Dark Tomorrow, Batman Vengeance, the Arkham games. That's about it for, like, that I can think of that had third-person perspective Batman games. There wasn't that many of them. Batman The Rise of Sinzu was a top-down beat-em-up, so there's that. And if the music's too loud, guys, let me know. I don't want to be overpowered by the music like last time. But I can't play the music because it's copyright. Like the Lego Batman music. The Danny Elfman music will be in the game a little bit, but don't expect to hear a full-blown Danny Elfman music as much as you did in the first Lego Batman and Lego Batman 2. It is copyrighted, so what you'll get with this new game is you will get arrangements and remixes of famous Batman songs. But the main Batman theme is Danny Elfman's Batman theme. It's been rearranged to work in the, this new Legacy game. When they were talking about Batman Legacy, they weren't kidding when they meant Legacy. Like, this literally will cover Batman's legacy. His beginning, his middle, and possibly his end. But probably not. I don't think they're going to kill off Batman in his own game. I think that'd be too ambitious, and I don't see that happening. So don't worry about that. But the fact that they've said no comment to me about Batman Beyond being in the game, and, to IGN and to other publications as well this week, it could be a big spoiler about Batman Beyond at the end of the game. Like, remember, the name of the game is called Legacy. It starts with Bruce Wayne. Maybe it will continue with Terry. I don't know. But I think that the entire game is about Bruce Wayne. Maybe there's like an epilogue or something where you play as Batman Beyond or something, but they're not mentioning anything about Terry on the show floor or to any press that, have been getting interviews or anything like that. They just say no comment. So you just have to wait and see what happens, but I mean, there's a lot of speculation with the 100 bat suits, so if Terry doesn't show up as a story character, the likelihood of him getting a character suit is probably high, you know? The fact that Ben Affleck doesn't have a story in the game, but, like, he's going to have his suit in the game, tells you all you need to know about, like, how many bat suits are going to be in the game. They're going to try to make as many Batman fans happy as possible. Like, if there is a weirdly weird Batman suit that you want to see in the game, and I mean like Rainbow Batman or Zebra Batman or something to that regard, chances are you'll get it, you know? All the film Batman are going to be represented in some shape or form. Like, there's no way they're going to leave anybody out. I hope they leave Clooney out for reasons, but they probably won't. Like, you could just have, you know, Batman wearing the sonar suit. You don't have to have the nipple suit. There's no reason for it. You already have the Val Kilmer sonar suit. You know, you can just use that Batman and Robin. You don't need to go that far. It doesn't need to happen. You know, there's everything in moderation. I'm just saying, I'm pleading with TT Games here. Nobody likes Batman and Robin. We don't need it represented. We just all pretend it doesn't exist. Batman Forever is fine. Batman Forever is GOAT, but please, for the love of God, do not do Batman and Robin. If you want to make Poison Ivy's story and a little homage to Batman and Robin, that's fine. But let's not go full-blown chapter after chapter with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. And I know Mr. Freeze's villains, like his goons or his thugs, henchmen are in the game with the Mr. Freeze goon henchman look from the movie, which is terrifying. So maybe they are doing full-blown Batman and Robin. I don't know. But we'll find out. I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff about the new Batman game. A lot. So, you know, we're just scratching the surface. But I'm just... Me, personally, I don't want Batman and Robin. I don't like camp. I've been adamant about my entire career on YouTube. I do not like Batman camp. I'm familiar with it. I know it existed. I don't like it. It is not my preference. I like the 70s Batman through modern Batman. I can appreciate what Adam West was, and I can appreciate what the Silver Age, how it kept Batman alive during the Comics Code Authority, but I do not like the Silver Age. I've never liked the Silver Age. I own hardly any Silver Age materials in my home, outside of the first season of the Adam West Batman show, which was pretty intense for its time. Did you know in the first season of the Adam West Batman show, it was actually a serious show? Robin actually gets shot, and Batman takes the bullet out of Robin's leg and performs emergency in-the-field surgery when Robin is shot in the leg in the Adam West show. Now, eventually they had to scuttle that kind of stuff, and they couldn't do it anymore because the censors were having kittens. But the first 15 to 30 episodes of the Adam West show was actually a pretty serious show. It just became really campy and stupid later on because censorship and, you know, kids were getting scared of Robin getting shot or stabbed or blown up or people falling inside of nuclear reactors, things like that. So they had to revamp the show a little bit, and that's when it became more and more ridiculous. But if you go back and you watch, like, I think it's the first 15 episodes, it's pretty serious. Commissioner Gordon gets shot with a sniper rifle. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. So that's why I have that, like, Batman material in my home. Like, I'm okay with that. Is because I don't really count it as camp. It was a live-action Batman show. It got weird later on. Got really weird later on. What's up? Okay, so are we in the... Nope, that's Epic Yarn. I need to be in my stream because I have terrible eyesight. Let's answer some of these questions. Kids are dumb. Okay. All the Batmen are trash. No. Let's not. What's wrong with camp? Lego Batman games are bound to have laughs. Also, Skywalker Saga story concepts as the movies are separate playable chapters. I don't know if they're going to be separate chapters. It's an episodic thing, said why. TT Games, Batman or Robin? No, don't do it. Stop it. I will shut the stream off. Stop. Evening K-Wing, not really a question, but if you and Amber go to a convention, Paul Dini will be at this year's Twin Cities Con in Minneapolis? Is that what you were saying? He's going to be... I'm not going to Minneapolis, but thank you. I'm so excited for the new Lego Batman game. Thank you, Keith, for the super chat. Thank you to Remnant Star for the super chat. Thank you to Sedwy for the super chat. Did I miss anybody else? Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Okay, I don't have anything else to say with that. Yeah, the Batman credit card thing. Exactly. I don't know what's scary about someone falling from a nuclear reactor, but it's a scary experience. I mean, she died. So, in the 60s Batman show, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but the Batcave is powered by nuclear power. So, in the episode where Robin is kidnapped by the Riddler, this woman poses, because she has a similar build to Robin, because Robin is a teenage boy. She tapes up her chest, and she goes into the Batcave, and Batman is an idiot, because he doesn't realize she's a woman yet. And then, eventually, he discovers she's a woman. I forget how. And then she runs away from him from a gun, and he's like, poor deluded girl. He says, you need to stop this. She climbs up to where the nuclear reactor is for reasons, and then she falls into it, and there's this massive, like, sound effect when she goes inside of it, and then the nuclear reactor, like, puts out, like, some type of smoke to resemble that she was, like, killed by it. And then he says something, he has a one-liner after she dies, like Adam West does. And they, you know, that's it. She died. But they didn't always do that in later episodes. They tried not to kill as many people as possible. They had to tone it down. But the first show, they were using the Batman comics for inspiration. And they said that the Silver Age comics were too goofy. So a lot of the Batman stories that they were doing adaptations from for the 60s show were from the 40s. And so Batman said one-liners, people died, Robin got hurt. Batman and Robin, like, used to get their legs broken and stuff in the 40s and the 30s. So they were doing, like, their own, you know, variation of that for a while. And then they had to stop that because the censors were like, nah, you can't do that. And so they just, as they got more popular, they kept doing more ridiculous stuff with the Adam West show. To the point where its ridiculousness eventually got it canceled. Like, it went too full-blown crazy. Only CBS wanted it. ABC couldn't handle it anymore. And the ratings were doing okay. They just weren't as good as they were because the Batcave was such an expensive piece of equipment. It cost $4 million to build the original 60s Batcave. That by the time another network was actually interested in continuing the show for a fourth season, they scuttled everything, and CBS was like, well, we'll continue the show if the Batcave is still open, but they tore, Fox or ABC or somebody tore the set down, so the Adam West show was officially canceled for good. But CBS was going to continue doing another 2 seasons of it. They signed on for 5 seasons. But without the Batcave set, and they weren't going to build it again, that was it. See, this is where a lot of people lacked imagination. In the comics at that time, Batman and Robin were holed up not in the Batcave anymore. They were actually in Wayne Tower. So they could have done the Wayne Tower like a brand new Batcave for half the budget. But you have to remember that back then, they didn't have a lot of smart people working on comic book shows. So they weren't really paying attention to stuff. They were like, well, you know, fans are so familiar with this Batcave we've had forever, you know. But if somebody actually understood the comics at the time, they'd be like, wait, we can make a cheap budget Batcave underneath Wayne Tower, change the location. We won't have to go to that, you know, townhouse anymore that was in England or whatever. They could have a whole new place they live in, an apartment. We could really do this thing on a budget. But nope. It's just something to consider, you know? But yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff in this new game that, you know, if you've been around for 86 years, you will find Easter eggs and references and bat suits and Batmobiles and vehicles and trophies and characters that you have encountered in your lifespan. As someone who's been around as long as me, I've seen lots of different Batman stuff. From reruns on TV like the Adam West show, because I'm not from the 60s. I wish people on the internet would stop saying I'm from the 60s. I look really good if I was born in the 60s, but no. I'm an 80s kid. Let's keep it at that. But I've seen the era of Batman video games begin, and I've waited my entire life for an episodic Batman game that doesn't take place over the course of one day, doesn't take place over the course of, you know, a week like in Batman Dark Tomorrow. It actually spans the career of Batman's legacy and will feature stuff from the movies, the TV shows, the comics, and all kinds of stuff. It's a big deal. So, and the fact that Gotham City is actually an inhabited city that's massive and has tons of, like, iconic locations from Batman comics, TV shows, movies, video games. They even have references to Arkham Knight in the city that YouTubers got to play. Arkham Video was telling me that there are at least 2 locations that he believes are, like, Paul Dini's Diner from Arkham Knight, and I believe, like, one other place. And that's just the stuff that people saw in the demo that they have. I'm so jealous that people got to play the demo, but the demo's not even finished. It's an alpha build. Lucius Fox doesn't even have a voice actor, if you've seen the gameplay. Lucius Fox is in the game, but they haven't even committed to a voice actor yet. Which probably they don't even have a voice actor stuff ready for Robin and Nightwing yet either. We don't even have any pictures of Robin or Nightwing either, I don't believe. But I'm assuming the Robin's going to be Chris O'Donnell. Because the reason why I'm saying this is most of the Batman villains and heroes are modeled after their film counterparts. While they'll have other costumes, the Batman that you start out with may look like Christian Bale. Like his Bruce Wayne has brown hair like Christian Bale does. But technically, doesn't Robert Pattinson, is also he brown hair too like Christian Bale? I believe so. So, you know, the Batman that you're introduced to at the beginning of the game is Robert Pattinson's Batman. Commissioner Gordon is Robert Pattinson's Commissioner Gordon, so Jeffrey Wright. Catwoman is Zoe. I think, is Zoe who's the girl who played Catwoman, guys, in the Batman? Was it Zoe? Was it the daughter of Jason Momoa? Something like that? Yes, no, maybe? I don't really know modern actors very much. 90s, early 2000 actors, yeah, but modern ones, not so much. But the Catwoman is based on the movie. The Batgirl, I don't know what's going to happen with Batgirl, because the reason why I say I don't know is because she's Commissioner Gordon's daughter, and Commissioner Gordon in the new Batman game is black, but the movie Batgirl is Alicia Silverstone, so I don't know what they're going to do. It's not that you can't have a child who, you know, looks different than you. It depends on the genes of, if Barbara Gordon is, like, if Jim Gordon's wife is white, then the likelihood of her being, you know, a white kid could happen, you know. Or she could be adopted. But the only film Batgirl we've ever had is Alicia Silverstone. The other Batgirl, her movie never happened, so I don't think it counts. Unless Traveler's Tales wants to tribute it, because the entire story of the Batgirl movie is available, like, for people to read. It's not a very good story, by the way. Them canceling the movie was actually a blessing in disguise, because it would have been a train wreck. But that's besides the point. So the only movie Robin we've ever gotten is Chris O'Donnell, and the only movie Batgirl we've ever gotten is Alicia Silverstone. So if they're doing the movie versions of the characters, then that would mean that Alicia Silverstone would be Batgirl, and Chris O'Donnell would be Robin. Would I want AI Kevin Conroy? No. I would want Troy Baker, Roger Craig Smith, and a bunch of other people. I don't like Robert Pattinson's Batman voice. The reason why I don't like Robert Pattinson's Batman voice is because he whispers too much, and he needs to fix his voice for the second movie that he's coming to in 2027. Because he doesn't have... You have to remember, in the 2022 Batman movie, he's still coming into his own. Like, just like Christian Bale didn't have the Batman voice down, you know, right away. it kind of grew over time. Like, Robert Pattinson's Batman still has time to get better, but I'm not a fan of his voice, personally. And that's just my own personal opinion. You know, if people don't like that, that's fine. But I believe that Batman, especially a game that is going to cover his career, he needs to have some gravitas and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, the guy who's playing Commissioner Gordon, I've heard his stuff. He sounds like Jeffrey Wright. Except, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Commissioner Gordon is an idiot in the new Lego Batman game. Like, he's playing the dumb sidekick from all the footage that I've seen. Like, they're doing a complete parody of Jeffrey Wright's very stoic and serious Commissioner Gordon from the Batman. He's kind of like... He's playing the Robin role from Lego Batman 1 and 2. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I don't really like that because Jeffrey Wright is a serious Commissioner Gordon that's fun. He's not an idiot, and they make him an idiot. You wonder if his voice will change throughout the game? Well, considering that he's going to have an adult son, Nightwing, over the course of the game, I would hope he wouldn't sound like he's in his early 20s at the beginning of the game. I would hope so. The Joker voice is essentially Heath Ledger. So, the Penguin in this game, like the new Penguin coming out, is a combination of Danny DeVito and Colin Farrell. So, they took the monstrous look of Danny DeVito's Penguin, and they put him in the suit that Colin Farrell was wearing in the Batman. So you have the freakish appearance of Danny DeVito's Penguin, the teeth, the hair, the red eyes, and then you have his normal way of dressing like Colin Farrell, and they mushed the two together. With the Joker, they took the most popular version of the Joker, which made $1 billion, which is Heath Ledger, and they made that the Joker. I don't know if Jack Nicholson's Joker appears in the game or not. Considering he looks very different, I don't know. But I don't think when he falls in the vat of chemicals that his face is fully the Joker. I thought it looked like Heath Ledger. I'd have to see again. This old game was fun. But we have not seen Mr. Freeze, but they have confirmed that Scarecrow and Mr. Freeze are in the game. Mr. Freeze's henchman's confirmed that he's in the game. And since they're doing the Poison Ivy, Batman and Robin storyline, it's likely they'll do the Mr. Freeze thing. They just won't make it as stupid. Like, Traveler's Tales can take something that's really campy and make it fun. So, you know, it's not that they're not capable of doing it. I just don't... I would... Out of all the Batman things that I would love for them to ignore, like Rainbow Batman and, you know, some other stuff, I think that Adam West definitely deserves his place in the game, and he's in the game, and his Batmobile, if that makes sense. But some aspects of Batman's camp I don't think need to come back anymore. Like, Rainbow Batman is... It was a stupid one-off comic. Zebra Batman was a dumb one-off. We're probably going to get the Batman of Zur-En-Ah from the 50s, too, probably. Every weird Batman suit that you've ever seen from the 1950s will probably show up. Because they have 100 bat suits. Like, how in the world... I don't even think I can name 100 bat suits. Let me try. Well, I'm not gonna try for 100 bat suits. Let's nah, we'll stay paused. We'll stay paused. I want to see how many bat suits I can name off that I think would be in the game. Okay, here we go. Ready? This is just me. Just let the music do its thing. The ones that we know that are confirmed, that we've seen, that we've actually seen with our eyes. So Pattinson 1, 89 2, Batman Forever 3. The Brave and the Bold would be 4. 1939 would be 5. Rainbow Batman would be 6. What was the other one that they showed? Oh, yeah, Dark Knight. Our Dark Knight Rises Batsuit. Batman Begins, that's 8. Suits that they've told us about. Affleck would be 9. Frank Miller would be 10. Adam West would be 11. Zebra Batman would be 12. Frank Miller, did I say Frank Miller already? That would be 13. I don't know about George Clooney. Probably. I don't know how many Affleck suits you'll get either. Just off the top of my head, like, probably Jim Lee's Batsuit will be in the game. So that right there would be, what, 14? 14? Comic book Batman would be 15. This is just theoretical. Lego Batman 1 would be 16. Lego Batman 2 suit would be 17. Lego Batman spacesuit from Lego Batman 3 would be 18, if it's in there. New 52 Batman. Red Sun Batman, if he's there. See, it's really hard. If there, I can't even name 100 Batsuits. I would say all the suits from Arkham Knight and Arkham City. All the suits we saw in Lego Batman. You know, that kind of stuff. There's too many suits even in my head to name, but I would say it'd probably be a no-brainer if you've seen some of the suits, like, in Arkham Knight, in Arkham City, in a previous Lego Batman game. I'm sure we're going to get Nightfall Batman because he appeared in Lego Batman 3. And we'll get different variations of the animated series, probably. Because it would be really hard for me to be like, okay, there's 100 suits. What are the suits? Like, where are we going to borrow this from? There's, like, 7 movie Batmen. Or wait, is there 6 movie Batman or 7? Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Bale, Affleck, Pattinson. That's 6. 7 if you count Adam West. Yeah, there's only 7 Batman, and all 7 movie Batmen are in the game, like their suits are. So, well, we don't know about George Clooney. We can hope he's not. And I'm saying that nicely, mostly. Because if you do the hokey stuff right, you can just use the Val Kilmer sonar suit. It's the same Batman and Robin, it's just... It's the Schumacher Batman. You don't need to go that far. You know? If you're gonna do the other Batman and Robin suit, do the all silver and blue one for the ice protection. That one's not too bad, I guess. It's basically the sonar suit. Sonar suit from Batman Forever. I'm freaking out over Batman and Robin, and I don't have confirmation yet. I'm fine. I'm fine. We're all fine here now, then. But I did see some people upset about, like, oh, why no Superman? It's like, you don't need Superman. Superman didn't appear in the first Lego Batman game, and this is a reboot. Superman did not show up in the first Lego Batman. He was in the sequel. So if this game does really well, you want to know what you should be asking people? And even though Traveler's Tale are massive Batman fans, you should be asking them, hey, Lego Batman did really well. Why not a Lego Superman game in the same capacity? 100 Superman suits. All the Superman movie characters. Christopher Reeve, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, David Cornsweet. The animated TV Supermans. The, you know, Dean Cain, all that other stuff. Make a full-blown Superman game. As Lego, you could do it. And I would guarantee you, it would be the best Superman game ever made. And people would love it. That's what you ask after the Lego Batman game succeeds. And it will succeed. It will. Because you've got people who are itching for a new Arkham game. And you're itching for... You have people that have been waiting 6 years for a new Lego Batman game. The last one was 6 years ago. So, there's no way that this game is not going to do well. You know? There's no way. The game is going to do fine. That's my reasoning. Because I've talked to Lego creators, and I've talked to Arkham people like AV. Everybody's on board with this. And, you know, just a little spoiler for you, because you don't know AV as well as I do. But even though AV didn't cover the Lego games on his channel, he did play those games by himself. Like, he liked Lego Batman 2 and Lego Batman 1. I don't know how he feels about Lego Batman 3, but he didn't mind Lego DC Supervillains. I do not like Lego Batman 3. I will never replay Lego Batman 3 if I can avoid it, unless I do like a lead up, like, hey, this is you know, on the road to Lego whatever. But I just didn't like how Lego Batman 3 was undertaken. And I was at E3 the year it was announced, and I was hanging out with Traveler's Tales and stuff back then. And they were like, so, what do you guys think, Luke and Amber? I was like, I liked the free roaming of Lego Batman 2 better. This whole planet thing, it's a very ambitious thing, guys, but, I mean, I was just thinking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're like, oh, we know, but, you know, this game is less about Batman and more about the greater DC universe. So they had people there that were talking to you about, like, DC hero lore and stuff when Amber and I were playing the game. Like, this one lady was there, like, describing the different Green Lantern Corps to us and talking about all the exciting things that Ethan Van Sciver and, what's his name? Shoot, I forgot his name. Well, he hasn't been around much. Oops. People don't like him very much anymore. And Jeff Johns, there it is. So they were telling me about EVS and Jeff Johns' very ambitious Green Lantern like stuff, while Amber and I are sitting at different televisions, and they're talking to us about all the different Green Lanterns and stuff like that when we were demoing Lego Batman 3. So, you know, they had an emphasis on the greater DC universe in that game. But I was a Batman fan, so I just wanted to do stuff with Batman in that. And we know that Batman did not play a huge role in Lego Batman 3. Even though it was called Lego Batman 3, it should have been called Lego Justice League. Because he's in it, but it's mostly an ensemble thing. Like, calling it Lego Batman 1 and 2 works because Lego Batman is still the star of the game. I wouldn't I wouldn't really say he's the star of Lego Batman 3. He does some pretty pivotal things in it, but other characters have more time to shine because it's a Justice League game. They just call it Lego Batman for, you know, for branding. No, we got another super chat. One sec. Remember, if you guys do have questions, I will do my best to answer. Just super chats do alert me. In other words, the smarter side of my brain, sometimes a Batman game can just be a Batman game. Yeah, there you go. Exactement. Yeah. Sometimes a Batman game can just be a Batman game. That is correct. Wow. But I that's what, if you're a big Superman fan, buy this new Batman game that comes out. And then write a letter, a nice letter to Traveler's Tales' office with like a Superman, like everybody should do it. Like at the end of Lego Batman's success, all of us should write a polite handwritten note on a Superman Hallmark card and send it to their offices. And then they'll have like thousands of letters encouraging them to pitch a Superman Lego game. Like Batman Legacy to Warner Brothers. And I'm sure, like, you know, also make sure in your letter or your greeting card that you tell them what your favorite Lego Batman game was. But it's always how you get things moving in the game industry is by being kind and polite. You know? It works. Because you can't ignore handwritten sentiments. Like, you can ignore emails, you can ignore, you know, hashtag trends and things like that, but when something is being sent directly to your office, you know, it's kind of hard to ignore it. But that's why you got to be polite about it, though. You don't want to be cruel and vindictive and do something mean, because that's not good. Because then they'll remember you, and that'll be bad. It's just like a... I gave Traveler's Tales years ago for when they completed Lego Batman 2. I sent them a fruit basket. I sent my PR guy a fruit basket at Traveler's Tales back in 2000 and I think it was 13. Because I really loved Lego Batman 2. I was happy with my coverage. I got millions of views. So I sent their office a fruit basket. It was a nice fruit basket. It had fruit and it had chocolate. I made beaucoup dinero on those Lego Batman videos. I was very happy. I could afford to send them a fruit basket. Probably could afford to buy them a car back then. I don't know. Those days are long over, but, you know, it wasn't uncommon for me to do stuff like that. Like to send a company a fruit basket or a greeting card or, you know, something like that. Say, hey, thank you so much for making this. This was awesome. Really enjoyed it. Because I did really like Lego Batman 2. I remember the conversation that I had with Traveler's Tales over Lego Batman 2 when it came to... because not many YouTubers were going to look at the game again because, you know, it was the Wii U. So they were not getting a lot of content creators to be hyped about Lego Batman on the Wii U. And so they called me and they said, hey, would you be interested if we sent you a little gift and this digital code for Lego Batman 2 on Wii U? Would you cover the game all over again? And I said, would I? You don't even need to include the gift. Just send the game. And, you know, they sent us the digital game, and then they sent us a little Lego Batman statue, which was very limited in variety, I believe. I don't know who made it, but it was very beautiful. It's around some... It looks like Michael Keaton's Lego Batman, because he's wearing all black. It's the Lego Batman 2 Batman. And it's a really nice statue. I have it in storage somewhere. But they gave us some cupcakes that were from a New York City cupcake place. And they were telling me on the phone frantically, like, are you home? Are you home? It's like, I'm home. Why? They said, we have, like, an item coming for you that if you're not home, it's gonna spoil. And I'm like, what do you mean it's gonna spoil? They said, we can't tell you what it is because then we'll ruin the surprise. And I'm thinking, they sent us flowers or something. And they sent us these beautifully hand-drawn, like, Lego Batman 2 cupcakes that were in the style of Arkham. So if you remember the promotional art where they parodied Arkham City, those are the cupcakes that we got. It was the Arkham City cupcakes with the Lego Batman characters. It was really cool. That was probably the coolest thing I've ever gotten from a game developer. And so I've had a very long relationship with Traveler's Tales. It's just like, I don't know who does their PR anymore. So that's why I didn't, you know, I didn't go to Germany. And also, I don't have access to my PR email. Everybody uses our PR email that Tony used to run, which Tony was our PR guy from like 2010 through 2019. And Tony was the one who handled all our PR, because a YouTuber can't do all their PR by themselves. You need somebody that helps you with that. It's too much work. So he was the one who combed through all the emails and set up all the appointments and everything like that. And I'm not very good at, like, I miss deadlines all the time. Like, people will be like, oh, hey, could you look at this game? And I'll get to the email 6 months later. So it's possible that I have an invite for the Kwings Let's Plays email, like the business email. But obviously I missed it. But it's a hard email to get into because Tony has the password information. And Tony is in another part of the business world now. He works for film and television now. So I haven't talked to him in years. Which, this is a problem as a YouTuber, too. If you have a company that handles PR for you and you no longer work with that company, how are you going to handle your business? It's not that easy. And I'm terrible at getting back at people with emails. It's just because, you know, I stream a lot. If I didn't stream all the time, it'd be one thing, but I'm constantly streaming, like, all the time. And streaming doesn't give you a lot of time to do the basic things like follow up on tons of emails and press information and stuff like that. It's a whole different thing. Takes a while. Amber used to be really good at that too, but Amber has a full-time job where she's a cook. So Amber works at 4 in the morning, and then she's on the channel until about like 7 o'clock at night, and then she goes to sleep, and then she goes to work. I'm not too good at blowing this up. I'm trying. Did I get him? I got him. Kind of fitting that we got Batman Returns music while we're dealing with Batman Returns' enemy, the Penguin. Okay, so you have to hit him exactly where stuff is. But, yeah, I'm completely floored with all the stuff happening with the Lego game. And, my video series is going to be a lot of fun for me to do. Because, you know, I have a passion about it, and also, you know, it's fun to do, you know, coming soon videos and discuss things like that. Alright, I didn't get the bomb in there. Does that count? No. Wait. No, I don't think that counted. No. I have to swing it in there, or do I have to swing it, or can I drop it in? Like, shoot it in? No. Let's try Robin. Robin can't do it. It has to be the Batboy. No! Da-da-da. I'm just trying to get through this one section, and then I'll go back to talking a lot. Otherwise, I'll be here for a while, because, I'm struggling with this bomb thing a little bit. Because you have to blow up his shield before you can shoot him. See how it pings right off? Ping, 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 ping. Speaking of Penguin boss fight, Batman Returns Penguin boss fight. Dun, 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 dun. Dang it. How long is this gonna take? Forever, probably. So you have to whip it around, and it has to connect. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Finally! Now we have to do the front. See, you gotta get momentum for that bomb, and you have to avoid all the, you have to avoid all that little stuff. I don't remember if I enjoyed the vehicle levels in this. I like the vehicle levels in Lego Batman 2, but they brought back, with Lego Batman, 3, I think the reason why I was annoyed with Lego Batman 3 is the vehicle levels of Lego Batman 3 are just like Lego Batman 1. And the vehicle levels in Lego Batman 2 were from, like, a behind-the-vehicle look. Oh, that's cheap. Did he give it to me? Okay, now what? Can I just shoot him? He still needs to be bombed? Where? It's still pinging off of him? Is it still pinging off of him? Oh wow, I have no studs left. I lost all my studs, man. Okay, so I needed to switch to Robin. I literally lost every single stud. Oh, wow. Shows you how bad I did. Yeek. Well, that didn't do anything. There we go. Alright, so it's a teamwork thing. I did terrible. I did so bad. Oh! Court of Owls? I didn't ask about... I'm not a big fan of the new 52. Like, any type of DC Rebirth or new 52 stuff, I don't really follow very much. Did you say this will have Riddler trophies? I think they'd be more fun in LEGO than the sometimes aggravating Arkham City. I don't know what they're going to do with how the Riddler trophies are going to work, but yes, they are following the Riddler trophy thing like Arkham, but they're doing it in a different way. Yeah, I did. Let's not pay attention to the gameplay, okay? Let's just ignore the gameplay and focus on the content. It's really been bothering me that people are complaining that there aren't hundreds of characters. I'd rather have the Bat family with fleshed out combat mechanics. Well, I mean, in reality, you are going to have hundreds of characters, though. You have 100 Bat suits. So you're going to have 100 Batmen. You know, in a sense, like... If you want to play as a certain type of character, like a certain Batman, if you have a Batman that you really, really liked growing up, like if you're a Jean Paul Valley fan, you love Jean Paul Valley Batman, like Nightfall or whatever, likely of having a skin of him or bat suit of him is the probability is very high, okay? If they have Rainbow Batman in there and Zebra Batman, supposedly, the likelihood of like a really cool comic book Batman that, you know, lasted quite a while is going to have a suit in the game. Okay. So, the people complaining that they don't want a LEGO Batman campaign where you play as 7 characters, or whatever, and then you have all these different suits to wear, so you get 7 main characters, and Batman will have 100 suits. We don't know how many suits Robin, Catwoman, Batgirl, and Commissioner Gordon will have. I doubt they'll have 100 costumes. I don't think so. Batman has had way more looks in the past 86 years than any other character, even Robin or Batgirl. Like, off the top of my head, Robin has had 20 different costumes. Maybe. And some of those are Elseworlds, so I'm not going to get into the specifics of them, but you've got 1940s Robin, first appearance. You've got Adam West Robin. You've got Earth 2 Robin with the yellow pants. You have Robin from 1989. Or 1985. Or not 85. Yeah, 89. Tim Drake, Robin Reborn. You have Batman Animated Series Robin. That's right there, that's 6. Then you have the New Adventures of Robin with the red costume for Tim Drake. That's 7. You've got Medieval Robin, that's 8. You got Robot Robin, that's 9. Oh my gosh. Or the Toy Wonder, yeah. So, Robin doesn't have as many suits at all. Red Robin would be maybe 17. Something like that. It just... I can't see him having as many bat suits as Batman. Batman's been everything from a medieval knight to a cowboy to a vampire, you know. Robin has a pirate look in one Elseworld story, but probably won't have that many Robin costumes. Chris O'Donnell Robin. Chris O'Donnell Robin had 2 Robin costumes. But Batman is going to have a ton of suits. I don't even know how that's possible, because even if I wrote out all the bat suits that I know, I don't think it would end up being 100. I'm probably going to be pretty happy, because I'm more of a likelihood of things that I'll get to enjoy a lot will be animated series Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, Val Kilmer Batman, Keaton Batman, Keaton Batmobile, Kilmer Batmobile, Affleck Batmobile, Frank Miller Batsuit, Nightfall Batsuit. Jeez. Brave and the Bold is okay. Jim Lee Batman. Neil Adams Batman. Animated Batman, I already said that. And there wasn't... You have to remember, there's not that many cartoon Batman either. Like, cartoon Batman... Let's see if I can do this in my head. Filmation, Super Friends Batman, Adam West cartoon Batman, Super Powers Team Batman. So that's 3. Animated series Batman, Animated series Batman 2, The Batman 2004, Justice League Batman, Batman Beyond, Beware the Bat... Or wait, no, then it goes, Brave and the Bold Batman, who had a lot of... That Batman, actually, Brave and the Bold Batman had 10 bat suits. I remember that. The Brave and the Bold Batman had a lot of different bat suits. The 2004 Batman cartoon only had 4 bat suits. He had a Mr. Freeze bat suit that was all white. He had a sonar suit for, like, computer hacking. He had his regular blue and gray suit. He had his futuristic Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns suit. And he had one more bat suit. I don't remember what it was. But that Batman had, you know, a couple bat suits. But I would just, like, you know, if the 2004 Batman is in the game, right? It will probably just be the 2004 Batman suit. Because the Brave and the Bold Batman is in the game. It's just the Brave and the Bold Batman suit. It's got the... And you know it's the Brave and the Bold because not only does it say it, but if you look at the Batman emblem on his chest, it's the Brave and the Bold Batman. Brave and the Bold Batman had a very unique bat symbol on his chest. It didn't look like the other bat symbols. That's how you knew it was Brave and the Bold. It had its own little flair to it. It looked kind of okay, I guess. But then after, let's see. After the Brave and the Bold Batman, then you had Beware the Batman. Then the other Batman cartoon after that was Justice League Action. Right? And then from Justice League Action, you had the Cape Crusader show, which has mixed reception. And then that's it. There was no other Batman cartoon show. So you haven't had that many Batman cartoon shows if you think about it, because people know they can't surpass the animated series, so they don't even bother. If they're doing something like, you know, very out there, like the anime Batman of 2004 was essentially a Batman who just does kung fu all the time, and you know he's a hip young guy, so you can't take inspiration from the animated series because it's not the animated series. And then Brave and the Bold was like, we're not even going to try to be a dark Batman show. We're just going to have fun. So they didn't even care. They're like, okay, we're not even going to attempt it. Which they didn't. And Beware the Batman brought a darker approach to stuff. No, Robin, you need to... No, go over there. Go over there. Yeah, go there. Thank you. We needed that. Rescue that fool. I like that they're bringing something back for the Lego Batman game, which I didn't talk about, but I've heard about this. So in Lego Batman 1, you can rescue civilians that are being mugged and attacked by people. In Lego Batman, the new one, the Legacy games, there'll be random crimes that you can stop. So do you guys remember the random crimes from both Arkham City and the random crimes that happened in the Spider-Man games, like the Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 2018 and stuff like that, where you'll be web-slinging through the city and you'll get something on the police scanner that somebody's in danger? So as you're traversing Gotham City in the new game, eventually you'll come across people that need help and you can save them. So it's a throwback to the original Lego Batman, this game. as well as a nice little homage to the Arkham games and superhero games in general. So that's nice. I don't remember if Lego Batman 2 had random crimes that you could help. I don't remember. Maybe he did. I can't recall, though. It's possible. You have to go down here first, yeah. And then I just get out of the water and I build something, right? Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Gotta pump the water. Pump the water, Robin. There you go. Bum 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 ba-da. Well, I can't even keep up with all the super chats. You guys are breathtaking. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And I'm trying to get to everybody's questions, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I believe there would be more than just 7. I just keep hearing them. There's 7 in the demo. Like, here's what I don't understand, okay? What I've asked them, and asked people that, you know, worked at Traveler's Tales, is when they say that there's a campaign mode and there's a free roam mode. What do you mean by that? And also, how in the world, based on the camera angle, how does one incorporate the, keep the Arkham gameplay that you're doing with the new camera angles, and, at the same time, bring in a second player into the mix? Because with Arkham, it's really hard to add another player outside of online while keeping that third player perspective, right? If you're playing 2 players with Lego Batman, you have this more open world, you know, open camera type thing like this. Right? That's how Lego games work. So we know that it has co-op local play, but how is that going to work with the camera angle changes? Because no other Lego game has had a third-person perspective and a bigger character model. They've always been tiny like this. Right? All the footage that I've seen and I've compared from my different gameplays of Lego Batman games spanning 2008, the new game, at least in one player, the camera is much bigger. Like, the character's much bigger. Right? So how are they going to include a second player into the mix with that when the camera got larger? Like, how is that going to work? I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just, like, asking how are they going to do it. That's all. If anybody can do it, Traveler's Tales can do it. You know, those guys can cook when they want to. Think of it, how much Rocksteady dropped the bar so badly with Suicide Squad and, you know, their lack of, like, Batman content for almost a decade. And then, starting in 2022, right? 2022 is when actual game development, not the storyboarding, actual development for this game began, like, work, in 2022. So, from 2022 until 2025, when they were able to show, I think it's an alpha build that's available. And the alpha build looks amazing, by the way. Some of the characters don't have voices, but they'll fill that in later, you know? They're not ready to release the game. I've heard tentative release date of spring of 2026, but it could be as late as fall of 2026. This is a very ambitious game. It's a very, very big game. So, it's gonna, you know, you want them to take their time on it because you have a live Gotham City. You have the largest Gotham City in any Batman game to date. No Batman Arkham game, no Lego game has had a Gotham City this big. Ever. They thought about it. The Damian Wayne Batman Beyond game was going to have a very ambitious Gotham City. They were going to do that, but it never happened. The VR world that we got with Arkham Shadow was more of a linear adventure. It wasn't a, you know, wasn't that other thing. So, I mean, if it takes them, you know, a while to keep this thing in the oven and keep cooking with it, I say let them cook. Because I will wait. I'll wait until at least the fall of 2026. I would love it in the spring, don't get me wrong. But I have games to cover in the spring if I need to. The He-Man game likely is coming out in the spring. That game looks fun. And there's a bunch of RPGs and there's some other stuff. And probably Nintendo will announce something big at the Game Awards or something for 2026. I don't know. It's not like I won't have things to cover. I would much rather they get the Batman game right the first time instead of, you know, just trying to rush it to the spring release date. That's just me, though. I don't usually say that. I'm like, just get the game done and get it out. But, no, I want them to take their time with it. Because if they can make the game even better than it is now, I mean, holy cow. And from what I've heard from people that have actually played the game, they said it feels like it's a finished game, it's just missing voice acting. That's what they've told me. So, I mean, they technically could release it in the spring and just polish it up a little bit, but if they need to the fall, I'm totally okay with that too. Fall or summer, I'm fine. I don't usually say that, but for Batman, I will say that. Usually I'm like, I want it now! If they are going to delay it till the fall, though, I want them to release that demo for people to play, mess around with. As well as I want them to do some type of, like, press tour in New York City, because I want to go. I want to play. It's not very often that I actually want to go to a press event in New York City and sit through a boring, like, you know, slideshow of stuff and then get to play the game for... What's cool about press events that's different than actually going to a place like Gamescom or PAX. You have a limited amount of time that you can play the game. Press events usually don't have that many people there, and the only thing they schedule is interviews. So if you're press and you're at one of those press events, you can actually sit there and play the game for as long as you want. You can talk to the developers and the PR people as long as you want. You're not shooed out the door. You come and go as you want. It's a small get-together that has like maybe like 15 or 20 people in a small room and inside of a hotel. Like usually like a room that they've cleared out, and they have a couple TVs, and they've got some refreshments, and, you know. So I want them to do something like that in the fall in New York City, because I will go. I will stay there all day. I'll film every single Batsuit that they have available. You know, I won't mind. You know, I'll stay there until they close at 5 o'clock. Be there as early as 9, and I'll stay till 5. And just ask them everything. You kidding me? It'd be like my Christmas for me. I would do it. Because those are small press things. That's what the Power Ranger events were, and some of the previous LEGO things I went to. The LEGO Batman 3 event. Well, no, the one in E3 you had to schedule time. The LEGO Batman 2 event in New York City, you could stay there all day if you wanted to. And then you just had grumpy old press people come and ask you, is this a kid's game, and all this other stuff. The Power Ranger events in New York City were like that when I worked with Saban. Amber and I would take a taxi from our hotel, and we would go to the Royal... I forget the name of the hotel where Saban always used to do. It was in Bryant Park, New York City. The hotel right across the street from Bryant Park was always the place that Namco and Saban rented out the 100th... Or not the 100th. 80th floor or something like that. And that's where all the Power Ranger games would be for Nintendo DS, Wii... whatever year they did Dark Souls 2 or 3. So they had Namco games there, and they had Power Rangers, because I believe Bandai Namco was a sponsor of Power Rangers back in the day. So we would go to these press events, and we'd just be there all day. Like, people would come and go, and, you know, it was just, nobody cared. Nobody came up to you and they were like, hey, you've been playing this too long, because they had like 3 or 4 stations available, and there was always one open. They didn't like say, okay, you know, you need to let somebody else play, because it wasn't a packed event. You'd have people from different publications in New York City, Boston, Connecticut. I knew a lot of people back then. It was fun. You could say I was hogging the machine, but all they would have had to do is come over and tell Amber and I, you know, you can't play anymore. But, you know, then I'd get up, I'd walk around, I'd talk to them and stuff like that. They tell me about what's going on in the game and, you know, what they're planning and things like that. And, you know, it was fun. I really enjoyed my time as a game journalist back then, before things went crazy. When things went crazy, I didn't like game journalism anymore. But game journalism is going back to normal anyway, so... The era of crazy people is done. They're trying, though. They're trying to keep crazy stuff around, but it's not working anymore. I heard somebody like had a speech at Gamescom that years ago would have gotten like so much attention on Twitter, and you know, people would be saying, we want this, we want that, we want this representation, we want blah 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 blah. No one is even talking about the guy except for a few YouTubers that like to rage bait people into getting upset. Like, it's completely over. There's no more grandstanding. None of that. It's literally back to how the game industry used to be. You know? So I'm excited to be a part of press again if I decide to go work for a publication again. I might. YouTube ad revenue is bad. It's in the toilet, so... when I first started YouTube, I needed my journalist job and YouTube in order to make a living, so... If I have to go back to writing a couple articles a week or something like that for a trade, I'll do it. I'm pretty good at it. Plus, the perks of doing that is I get invited to press events again. So I would be down for it. And you know me, I love playing different games, so, like, you know, playing through a game in one night and then doing a write-up for a publication is not hard for me. I did it for 10 years. I can easily do it again. It's a talent. Okay, so what are we doing with you, Rob? Okay, so I need to get your dive suit again. Hopefully I can get your dive suit again. Oh, it's right up there, see? Traveler Sales thinks of everything. But at the time, did you know that this Batman game, before Arkham existed, everybody was... Because I played this game at E3 when it first came out. So, like, I believe it was E3 of 2007. I got to play this game for the first time, and they were like, what do you think? And I was like, I'm not going to lie. This is probably the best Batman game I've ever played. And I said, it has this unique Lego charm to it, but it feels like Batman. The Danny Elfman music just really sets the tone for this game. And, you know, you've got the, being able to play as Batman and Robin. You've got this fun little story. And it's just, it's great. I said, you know, it'd be great if they could talk, but they don't talk in Lego games. And they're like, someday they'll talk. I was like, really? They said, yeah, we're working on, you know, getting voice acting in Lego games for the future. But no, this game will not have voice acting. And I was there representing a trade from Florida when I went to E3. Back in 2007. So, you know, I was pretty excited about this game. And when I actually did get my hands on it, I was like, wow, this is incredible. You know? Because you have to remember, from my point of view, the only really great Batman game that had released that was 3D was the 2005 The Batman Begins game, which my publication gave a decent score. I think we gave Batman Begins on the GameCube a 7 out of 10, or a 7.5 out of 10, is what the Florida trade gave it. The California publication I was working with, they gave Batman Begins on GameCube and PS2 a 6. And I had to do both those write-ups, and it killed me, because I was like, I don't think it deserves a 6. And my editor is like, well, the rest of us played it on PS2 and Xbox, and we're giving it a 6. It's like, but you have different bat suits you can wear, and it has the voice actors from the movie. And they were like, Luke, there's voice actors in every movie game from the movie. I said, but they actually didn't phone in their performance. A 6 is way too low. And they're like, no, we're giving it a 6. They said the combat's not very good. You know, it's kind of a boring game. It's like, what game did you play? I love this game. It's easily a 7. And they said, well, guess what? When you're editor, then you can call the shots, but we're giving it a 6. And I was like, crap. So I wrote this glowing review, and on that website, if it still existed, you would see this beautiful, like, handwritten review about all the great things about Batman Begins. And then the score at the end, and all the cons that my editor said, is what, like, mars my review. But the other review that I wrote, because I wrote 2 reviews for 2 different publications, I moonlighted. The other review was glowing and it was good. And then the review for the other company was... It was a good review, and it was different, but they gave it a bad score at the end, because editors can do that. But yeah, I practically begged them. I was like, no, it's not bad. It's really good. He looks a little hokey in the different costumes, but there's other costumes you can get, and you can scare people, and you can throw the Batarang, and you can do this. There's never been a Batman game like this. Even Batman Vengeance, which you guys liked for whatever reason. You know, you even play the Batmobile in this, too. And the Batmobile is better. But they just wouldn't budge on it. They're like, no, 6. You know why? Because they played the sucky Xbox version, that's why. The Xbox one had bugs. The PS2 and the GameCube version of Batman Begins was fine. The Xbox one was buggy and slow. That's why. But that would happen all the time for me. Like, I would write a review, and as a reviewer, my score was never the final score. It was the suggested score. And then, back then, the editors, or the CEO, or whatever you want to call them, they would decide what the score of the thing is for their magazine or their publication. I was just like the suggested based on my experience of playing through the game. And then someone else would choose the score or whatever. Like, unless they agreed with my score, and then of course that would stay. But that would happen a lot. So that's the one thing I didn't like about journalism back in the day. Is there wasn't really as much freedom as people thought. Like, it was very like old school publication trade. So I'm hoping nowadays, like, if I got back to writing, let's say, for IGN or GameSpot or whatever, and, you know, I took the replacement of a really bad, crazy activist, and I'm writing a review for a game, and I really like the game, and I give it a good score, I hope that they would let me keep the scoring that I gave it, and that it's not a committee. But I don't know, because that's what it was like. I've been out of the game journalism business since 2014. I was a journalist from 2004 to 2014. And then I focused on my YouTube channel full-time starting around 2013. So I was mostly part-time in 2013 as a game journalist. I only was the liaison for going to PAX, New York City press events for games like Skylanders and Power Rangers and Lego and whatever. Batman stuff. What was the name of that one game? You're a man underwater. BioShock. So, yep. Fun times. But I would get back into it. It's just, it doesn't pay, and also, I can't do it full-time. I would be part-time. And, you know, they're still weeding out people from the game industry, so even if I start writing again, probably won't be until mid-2026 or late 2026. Because they don't have any positions available. What's funny is people that I actually worked with are now editors and have higher-up jobs at some of these publications, so... Like, it's kind of easy for me to get a job there if I really need it, but they don't have any openings. And the thing is, they would hire me. It's just, like, they don't have any positions right now. Because they know they worked with me. And these are guys that kept their heads down during the activist era. Like, that's why they're still there. Because these guys have wives and kids and things like that. You can't be grandstanding and say, oh, you know, I don't agree with this politics or whatever, because you'll lose your job. Those people witch hunt you out of the industry. So most of the good people that were still game journalists, because I always told people, I was like, not every game journalist is crazy as an activist. There are good people in every part of the game industry. They need their jobs. Like, you have to... A lot of people don't want to put their neck on the line for somebody else. They want to go do their job, get paid, take care of their families, pay their bills. They don't really believe in, like, you know, having some type of moral authority or anything like that. That's why a lot of them let some of these crazy people do whatever they wanted to, because it wasn't worth the risk. They saw what was happening online with people losing their jobs and, you know, getting doxxed and all this other stuff. It wasn't worth the drama, so they just went to work and didn't say anything, even if they didn't agree with it. That's what being an adult is. Most of these activists were perpetual children, you know? Always whining, complaining, and stamping their feet and having tantrums and expecting this type of whatever. The rest of the people are there just to do their job. And those people couldn't do their job. I don't like this person. They don't have my politics. Fire them. And then people would be like, we can't really do that unless you have like an actual complaint. Like, what did this person do? You know? So that's how a lot of those guys survived back then. And now they're in great positions of power. So it's like karma. It's like payback. So you weed out the bad people and the good people get to stay. That's great. But, you know, I don't really need the job yet. I probably will because YouTube is going down the gutter for everybody. They're really pushing for people to get memberships and super chats like all the time. Which, you know, people can't always do that. So, I mean, they're doing like this huge focus on things that are not really what a YouTuber used to do. Because ad revenue used to be a very big thing that would continually grow. And I can tell you for a fact that ad revenue has been shrinking every year for 10 years. So ad revenue keeps getting worse and worse every year. And the people that are at YouTube are a bunch of, like, really dumb... I don't like to use the word monkey too much. But it does best describe the situation, because they're, you know... It's the old saying of, like, chimps with a typewriter. Like, they just, like, kind of... They're in a room and they're writing, but they're idiots. That's kind of what YouTube is. There might be dumber animals that you could use as a reference, but they're pretty dumb. They don't know how to do ad sales. They don't know how to do anything. And they're just basically destroying their company. Another good way to explain them, too, is it's like going to a car mechanic, but nobody there went to a mechanical school for cars, and they just, like, basically went to a little bit of off-the-job training, and they're, you know, putting oil in your car, and they're doing all this other stuff. They're doing minimal repairs for your cars, but they don't know how cars even work. So if something really bad happens to your car and you bring it to them, they can't fix it because they don't know how the car runs. That kind of thing. So that's the best way to describe YouTube today compared to YouTube like 10 years ago. But, you know, game journalism is getting better, so everybody just hold on. By 2027, everything's going to be back to completely normal. And I'll probably, you know, you might see me, like, my name writing stuff again. Because I'll just go by my, I won't go by my Kwing alias. I'll probably go by Luke Kwing again. Something like that. That's not my real name, but that was my writing alias. Because most of these places require you to use your real name. They don't like online aliases. They're like, why? It's like, because I have an online identity, and they're like, no. It's not professional. I think this blows up. Does this blow up? No. Alright, we need to find a way for me to get through. Because that's the bat glide. Oh, wait. I think I know. I think I need to jump off one rooftop to the next. Wait, how do you... Wee... Nope, I messed up. Yeah, I gotta glide from one rooftop to the next. This is actually the last chapter of this chapter anyway. I'm just really sucking at it. I'm doing bad. Whoop. Wait. I actually think I kept Lego Batman as a pretty high, like, Batman game for me. Like, Lego Batman 1 and 2. I still look at them with, like, high regard. There's a giraffe up here. Wait, I was supposed to go out of bounds and build a... Oh, this is a tractor. I'm gonna pile through this. Okay. Now I know what I'm doing. We're good now. I was a little stalled because I was messed up. And then we just plow right through this. This will go to the zoo. There we go. See? There we go. I may be old, but I can still pull it off. Slowly. Very slowly. I may be old, but I can still pull it off. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, everything happening there is really good. So, while I'm in combat, let's explain combat. So, Lego games, for the most part, you just punch, 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 guys explode. Well, the new Lego game is not like your dad's Lego game. I hate to use that analogy, but if you were lucky enough to play Lego Batman, the original games, Lego Batman 1 through 2, we don't speak of 3, the new Lego Batman game is drastically different. Okay? If you have played the Arkham games, which everybody here has, then you know how combat is going to work. It has, like, free-flow combat. It has takedowns. You can use a Batarang to distract an enemy. And the enemy will go and investigate said Batarang, so you can then take him out with a stealth takedown. They won't tell me what type of stealth takedowns, because I haven't actually played the game yet. So I've only seen a couple stealth-related things. But it's good. And you have kind of like a detective vision, a little bit, that shows you all the enemies and things like that. The varying difficulty will change how the game plays. So, if you're playing on regular mode, the game's not going to be too hard. If you're playing on Dark Knight, then you're going to probably have an experience similar to, like, I Am the Night mode in Arkham Origins or Arkham Knight. It's a much tougher experience, which it's supposed to be. So that's that. Can I break through this? I can. Okay. Let's let out the elephants. Move it, move it, move it. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. But a lot of Arkham players are very happy with the new gameplay. So you've got traversal, like you do in Arkham. You can use the back grapple to get around. Hop on gargoyles, go up the side of buildings. And then you can jump off buildings and do, like, a massive back glide. You can, like... In combat, you can utilize gadgets. This is something they're not talking about, but you can do it. So I've seen several cases where someone uses a back grapple to grab a guy in a fight, leading into a takedown or, like, a grab and then continue to punch them. There are counters now. So just like in Arkham, when somebody's sneaking up behind you, and you need to deal with them, you can press a button and you can counter them, which is awesome, right? So you have that. You've got the stealth mechanics of Arkham. You've got the countering and combat system of Arkham. You've got Detective Vision. You've got the Riddler trophies of Arkham. You've got the Batmobile driving of Arkham, even though Batmobiles have been in it since the beginning. Lego Batman 2 was a free-roaming Gotham where you could drive the Batmobile wherever you wanted. Or the Batwing. I think you could drive the Batwing. I believe you could drive the Batwing. I don't remember. I think you could. Roar! I just took an elephant out of the zoo. If you're so smart, Zelda, why aren't you rich? Hello. Okay, Zelda's sick. I need to put her in the basement. Okay. Alright, so we got our elephant, we're running around. Where was I? I got distracted because of the cat. Zelda was coughing, I needed to put her downstairs. Because if she has, like, you know, cat problems. It's easier to clean up downstairs than it is upstairs. Also, the smell. Smell is never good. Smell throws me off. No. Don't want to deal with that. We were talking about combat, Arkham combat, yeah. So, countering, things like that. Grapples, integrating gadgets, lots of punches, cool moves, takedowns, the works. It's a very ambitious LEGO game, and it's a very good thing. And, you know, I've always liked my Arkham and my LEGO games separate, but let's face it, Rocksteady kind of dropped the ball with their famous formula, so if somebody can come by and do it better, I say let them. If somebody has the vision and the drive, go for it. Let them cook. And technically, the Arkham gameplay is still alive and well. It's just transitioned to another brand, which is LEGO. And it's still Batman. It's just now LEGO Batman. I don't think that's an issue at all. I don't have a problem with it. I applaud it. You kidding me? Okay, where's my car? We need to find a little car for Robin to use to... Wait, the tractor? Will the tractor break that too? Move out of the way, Batman. Alright, there we go. Now we can go hang out with the lions. This is the last level of the chapter, by the way. I believe. The zoo, and then the confrontation of Penguin is the zoo, because that is, Poor lion. I ain't lying, lion. Score multiplier, let's go! Dun, 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 dun. Give me more studs! You're not gonna give me any more studs. Alright, thanks, Lions. Okay, Robin, so we need to find the little car for you so you can go open that thing. Which, I don't know where that thing is. You're also listening to the musical styles of Batman, the animated series, the video game from 1993? 93, 94? I need to get in there. Why won't you let me in there? I need my RC car. That's how I get in there. That's a problem. Because I need the next part of my phase to plan to get through. The only way to do that is... I don't know. We don't have a lot of Robin suits in this. Unless there's another Robin suit out this way. I don't believe so. This might be free roam stuff. We need to find the Robin car. Unless it broke. No, the Robin car is in there, I think. Can I break that with the tractor? Guess we could try it. There's one more level, if you remember correctly. Do you know what's going on? Like, I can't seem to clear this level. The zoo. I'm almost done with it, but I'm struggling here. Something's not working out well. I'm supposed to use an RC car in order to get inside that thing, and then we can end the... get near the end of it. I don't think I can break this down, though, can I? No. I need a character with super strength to open that. Because I've never seen this game jam up before. It might have. Which would be bad. Usually you use a Robin vehicle in order to go inside and hit that panel. But you'll notice there's no circle under here. There's no circle for me to interact with. Which is not good. Because I need Batman's sonar suit in order to open that. Penguin Goons from the 60s. Reference. There it is. Never mind. I got it. I got it. We're good. I just needed to do something and... yeah. Take that, Penguin Goons. 60s. Bye-bye. Now we're cooking. Oh, the turtle! It's a little RC turtle. I thought it was a car. Koi. Oh. And now I could easily keep talking about Batman stuff, like, for hours. Like, it's just so good. Now we got Batman's suit. Now we're good to go. Save this guy. You're welcome. Get the suit. I think it'd be a nice homage to, you know, people who like the Lego Batman stuff if you had the Lego Batman suits in the game. Out of my way now. I'm gonna punch you in the face. Aha! Yeah, you're right. There's one more level. You do the boat, and then there's the confront Penguin and Catwoman inside of the zoo. No. There's still a little bit more, I think. We're getting there. Whoops. No. Oh. Oh, that was easy. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Way to go, Bat. Seriously? There we go. Okay, so... oh, yeah, the crocodile can totes kill you. I forgot about that. But, I'm not too upset with people, like, saying, oh, there's not gonna be enough characters. It's like, I don't really like hundreds of characters in the game. Like, give me characters that are fleshed out, that are fun to play. Give me lots of costumes for them. And, you know, give me tons of Batmobiles to drive. I'm a happy camper. As long as my favorite stuff makes it in the game, like my favorite Batsuits or my favorite Batmobiles, I'm good. I don't need, you know, 4 different variants of Killer Moth or Mr. Freeze or whatever. Just give me fun characters to play as, a good story, something that does justice to the Batman mythos, and I'm good to go. Like it doesn't bother me. Okay, I guess we're going old school. There's another soundtrack you guys probably haven't heard. I'm not telling you what it is, either. The only thing I'll tell you, this is a Batman game. And it is a Batman game that I have covered. I mean, I have covered them all. The only Batman games I haven't done is PC Batman games, like old school 80s, and some other stuff. But for the most part, I've looked at a lot of Batman games. Any guesses? What Batman game is this? No, not Batman Dark Tomorrow. Batman Dark Tomorrow had orchestrated music. No. Nope, this is a Batman game, though. Superhero. Close! Very close, Sammy. The Batman Super Nintendo soundtrack you guys have already listened to. On the Super Nintendo. I don't know what Ra's al Ghul looks like yet. It could be a Nolan Ra's, or it could be like a combination of comic book and Bale Nolan. I don't know. Ra's al Ghul will have a big role to play in the Batman Begins sections of the game. And Talia, of course, wasn't in the movie, so she's gonna have... Talia's gonna have a pretty lengthy role in the game, I believe. She's a love interest slash rival. And we'll find out. But you can see Talia in the Batman Begins ninja training section. Which, that might not even be how they open the game. They might open the game with the Red Hood gang. I don't know. The Batman Begins game didn't even open the game with you playing as Bruce Wayne. It opened you playing as Batman, and then as Bruce Wayne is falling from a building, he has a flashback, and it goes into the beginning of Batman Begins, which I like how they handled that, actually. Ah. Somebody said it? Yes, Batman Returns, Sega Genesis, correct. Yes. I have a couple Batman soundtracks on this computer. I've got Batman NES, Batman Return of the Joker NES, full soundtrack, Batman Returns Super Nintendo, Batman Returns Genesis, Batman and Robin Super Nintendo, Batman Rise of Sinzu, GameCube, Batman Dark Tomorrow, GameCube, Batman Begins, GameCube, and I do not have Batman and Robin on Genesis, like the soundtrack for that. I can get it, but I don't really like it that much. It's the thing is the Batman and Robin Genesis game, like the music, it's very Gunstar Heroes, so it doesn't feel very Batman-like. Like, they don't even try to make it sound like Batman. Nothing of the music even, like, the Super Nintendo animated series Batman game, they at least incorporate music from the animated series in the game. I don't really remember them doing that with the Adventures of Batman and Robin on Sega Genesis. It was like really cool, like Sega Genesis music. Play the record. Beating him up. He doesn't like the sound. Back off, creep. So the Batman Returns game on the Genesis was drastically different than the Batman Returns game on the Super Nintendo. For one, Batman on the Genesis, he wore purple. Why he wore purple, I don't know. But he wore purple. Oh, I didn't punch him fast enough. Oops. I wish one character could build and then the other one could, fight. Oh well. Have to wait. No. Ugh. That was better. Also, the Genesis Batman Returns is actually easier to play than the Super Nintendo game. Super Nintendo game will wash you. Game's brutal. It's fun, though. It's just, in terms of beat-em-ups, I would say Batman Returns as a beat-em-up is one of the hardest beat-em-up games I've ever played. It's rewarding and it's fun and you feel like Batman, but that game will smoke you. Gotcha. Nightwing only got a... Nightwing only has a DLC skin for him and Damian in Lego Batman 2. He does not have, what do you call it? He's actually not part of the unlockable process. Lego Batman 3, Nightwing is unlockable. Lego DC Supervillains, Nightwing's unlockable. Lego DC Superheroes, or sorry, Lego Batman 2, they didn't even think about having Nightwing in except for DLC. They wanted people to pay for Robin. I mean, Dick. So, they make you pay for Nightwing. Because they were smart. They were like, okay. But the problem is, if you buy the game today, and you play, like, Lego Batman 2 on, Steam or something like that, you probably won't have Nightwing as an unlockable character. Most likely. Because it was a special DLC item that you had to pay for. What am I most excited about? In the new Lego Batman game? Oof. My choice of driving the Batmobile I want. So I'm a big Keaton fan, so I'm going to tear up the streets in the Keaton Mobile. New Batmobiles that I'm excited to see in a game would probably be the Val Kilmer Batmobile, because it hasn't appeared in very many games. The Val Kilmer Batmobile has appeared in 3 games off the top of my head. 3. And they're all old games. And they only had like a cameo and you couldn't really use them. There was a Batmobile racing game, and there was a Batmobile arcade game that came out years ago when Ben Affleck was Batman. I think it was like around 2017 the arcade thingy came out. And it was in limited capacity, but the Batman Forever Batmobile was one of the cars in it. It had the Batman 89, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Tumbler, BVS Batmobile, Animated Series Batmobile, and I think it had the Arkham Asylum Batmobile, and that was about it. It was a Batman Batmobile arcade game, which was really cool. But Val Kilmer's Batmobile has only appeared in like 3 games. So, and the third game being the Lego Batman, the new one. Now, Lego Batman 2, the Batman Forever Batmobile is inspired by Batman Forever, but the Batman Lego in Lego Batman 2 is not technically the Batman Forever Batmobile. It's just inspired by it. So I don't know if that counts or not. So I'm curious to see how well that performs, because that Batmobile doesn't get a lot of love. I've driven to death the 60s Batmobile, so I don't really care if it's in the new game or not. I'll drive it because, you know, Adam West and whatever, but the Batmobiles I'm most happy about would be Keaton, BVS, Animated Series, Arkham, Battinson, and I don't know what other ones. We don't know how many Batmobiles are in the game, though. There's 100 bat suits, so I'm more excited about that, truthfully. Because I can't even name 100 Batman suits, but I just know that for the most part, most people will get the Batman suit that they really liked growing up, and you'll get to play as that in the game. Go to the Batcave, change the suit, that kind of stuff. Very Arkham Origins-esque. I don't think you have to beat the main game to change the suit. I don't think so. Because over the course of Batman's career, he changes his suits a lot, so... Let's go! Wait, where's Robin? Oof. Aren't you supposed to do something so he gets across? Ah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Now I remember. It's been a while. I have to say that the Steam Deck version of this game looks great. They did a good job. I don't have a high-end PC, so the fact that this is a Steam version of the game, not the PS3, not the Wii, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with my purchase. And also, what do you guys... How do you feel about the custom soundtrack? Has it been helping? Get to hear different, like, Batman music and stuff from over the years. Mostly the 90s, because... I tried to run the Batman Dark Tomorrow soundtrack, and the Royal Philharmonic gave me a hard time. I was using them for a startup the other day just because I was experimenting. And they were like, this video is claimed by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. And I was like, dang. Because they're the ones who did the music for Dark Tomorrow, so I can't use the Dark Tomorrow soundtrack. Sorry, but I can't. But I've gotten away with... We're going to find... I used the Rise of Sinzu soundtrack at the beginning. Did anybody notice that? The very first musical break was Rise of Sinzu. And then I did Batman on Genesis. Some people were like, oh, cool, I never heard this music before. It's because that's Batman the Rise of Sinzu. That's the levels, which they gave this funky... I don't know why they made the music sound the way they did. But I'm going to try to use the Batman Vengeance music as a startup one of these days. Because I'm going to be doing probably another stream of this. But I don't really like playing as the villains. So I'm just going to do the Batman stuff. Which, that leaves the Batwing. Because it's not that I hate the villains, it's just like I like Batman more. He's more fun to play as. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's the wind screen. Final boss. A lot of people hate Sinzu. I thought Sinzu's a great villain. I'd love to see Sinzu come back. He was exclusive to a video game and a novelization, though. I'd be okay if Sinzu came back, though. And just so you guys know, I have one more stream left tonight. It's a Ultimate Selects. So I'll be doing an Ultimate Select stream. How do I do this again? Destroy the penguins? Is he throwing bombs? He has to throw penguin bombs at me and then I blow him up. Why aren't you throwing the penguin bombs at me? What is happening? Am I missing a step? I might be missing a step. Seriously? Yeah, thank you. Come on, send the penguins my way. There it is. That's what I wanted. Now I need to aim the penguins and they blow themselves up. I believe. Wah, wah, wah. There it is. Boom. He's not thrilled with that. That's okay. You don't have to be thrilled with it. So I'll be doing one more of these streams. What's today? I'll be doing one more on Saturday or Friday. So I'll be doing one more probably tonight. Will be the last Lego Batman stream for a while. And then I'll have a series of news videos if you guys want to watch, like, talking about, like, free roaming and all this other stuff. So at noon today, noon Friday, I mean, there'll be a updated video where we talk about Ben Affleck's Batman, Catwoman, Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, 100 Batsuits, Batmobiles, some story stuff. And then the next video after that is all about combat, free roam, the Batcave, and I'm trying to remember what else. And then I think that's it. Like, so I've done voiceover for 3 videos at least today. Because I had to break them up, otherwise it'd be like a 40-minute video and I don't have time to edit that. Because even a 15-minute video is going to take me like hours to edit. Did I get it? Whammo! Yeah, I got it. Get Catwoman. Gotcha. Why didn't you throw the penguin at me? Oops. Oh, they did add it. Clever. I was thinking they weren't going to get around to it. So they did the Genesis game does have a little bit of the Danny Elfman music in it. The composer did a pretty good job. Making it feel unique, but added some elements of Danny Elfman's theme. I didn't know he did that, actually. Because he did the dun 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 dun. That's from Batman Returns. That's sick. I like it. Try again. That should be on target. Bingo. See, it's right there. Dun, 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 dun. Might actually be the penguin boss battle we're hearing in this game now. I don't know. I've only beaten the Genesis version of Batman Returns a handful of times. Because I don't have a lot of stuff outside of emulation to play it. Whoops. Stop that, Serena. Get down here, bird. Gotcha. I'm just setting up the next stream. Sorry about that. I get kind of quiet. So on this channel we have something known as the Ultimate tier, and Ultimates for the top membership, they're able to request a game of their choice. So that's what's happening next. But I had fun. I hope you guys did too. I'm probably gonna lock Nightwing and Batgirl now. And then, I don't know. Like I said, I'll be doing one more stream of this tomorrow, and going over whatever information I missed out on. I didn't talk about the lack of Justice League and some other stuff, but there's so much to discuss about the Batcave and free roaming, and just too much. Which is good. I mean, this is a good place to be, like, where you have to make multiple videos, you have to do multiple streams to talk about all the stuff you know. It's fun. I like it. Yep, free roam tomorrow. Free roam chat. I'm lazy. I'm probably going to reuse the same picture. I don't know. Something like that. 15% through the game. Now, originally when I did this playthrough, I didn't actually, I didn't want to do the villains. We did the heroes and then I stopped playing it. And then people are like, oh, we really want to see the villains, and I did the villains. I don't know, but people saying there's only 7 playable heroes. I was thinking, they said there's 7 playable, like, heroes for the campaign, but what if they're doing the same thing they did with Lego Batman 1, whereas they only told you originally, like, when I previewed Lego Batman 1 all those years ago, 2007, they didn't have the ability to play as the villains. The following E3, the next year, they had the game available, and it was like, the tagline was, be good or evil. Before then, the only thing that you had available was you could only play as the heroes, and they didn't even mention the bad guys. So, that was interesting to me. So maybe they're doing something with the Lego Batman new game where it's around, because it's a new story. Can we unlock Nightwing? Alfred. Nightwing. Batgirl. Police officer is not roaming around the Batcave, is he? Fishmonger, military policeman, security guard. Man-Bat. Poison Ivy Goon. Freeze Girl. Freeze Girl? Oh, it was a girl. Huh. Yeti. I don't remember the Yeti. Yeti. Riddler Goon. Riddler Henchman. Penguin Goon. Police car. Bike. Police van. Locked. Joker van. Robin submarine. There you go. Helicopter. Bruce Wayne. I have Bruce Wayne walking around randomly. Now we should see... There he is. There's Nightwing. Yeah! There's Barbara. Cool beans. So yeah. More tomorrow. If you guys are sticking around, I'm playing UFO 50 after this. If not, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the questions. You guys are breathtaking. I'll be doing one more of these streams tomorrow. So if you didn't get your question answered, or, you know, didn't hear exactly what you wanted, we'll be talking about free roam tomorrow. Today we discussed the bat suits. We discussed Batmobiles. We did a little bit of combat. We did a little bit of the story, but not a lot, because people don't really know a lot about the story. I answered questions that you guys had with super chats. And some other stuff. So, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Have a great night. Remember, at noon today, there is a Batman upload going over the Batsuits in detail. Batmobiles. Speculation. Talking about Batgirl, Catwoman, Commissioner Gordon. Confirmed and non-confirmed stuff. So, as well as confirmed stuff about the Robin storyline leading to Nightwing. And some other stuff. So, it's about a 15-minute video. Should be a lot of fun. And I get pretty excited in the video. I'm not really announcer voice. I'm more like, oh my gosh, I'm so like excited by this. So, all right, see you guys on the next stream.